إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد. طيب يا إخوة, let's start. Inshallah, we'll try and finish the book of today. Hopefully just طيب, last week we spoke about generally the Yawm al-Qiyamah. Okay, ikhwan? So we spoke about hisab. Hisab, how many type of hisab are there? Ya akhi, hisab, reckoning. We mentioned number of type of reckoning. What are they? How many are there? Reckoning. Give me one, inshallah. Explain to me the first one.
Which is when your deeds are presented to you, and then Allah is going to say to you, it's not going to be shown to anyone else because you didn't expose them in the dunya, and Allah is going to say you didn't expose them in the dunya, so I'm not going to expose them in this world.
Yeah, so that's one ard. Allah Azza wa Jal will call a slave and he will remind him about his sins and he will confess, not in front of everyone. And Allah Azza wa Jal will say, you haven't exposed your sins, so today I will not expose it, Allah will forgive him. So this is for who?
The
Believers. What's the other hisab?
When, like, let's say you backbited someone or you stole from someone or you hurt someone, then you
No, we're not talking about after the crossing the bridge. The one he mentioned hisab. Another hisab is which one is there? You reprimanded.
Public sentence?
Yeah, so hadith said, Man nuqisha bil hisab udhiba. Man nuqisha. Those are reprimanded regarding their reckoning, they'll be punished. And Aisha said, Ya Rasulullah, فَسَوْفَ يُحَاسَبُ حِسَابًا يَسِيرًا. Allah, isn't the hisab going to be easy for us? Then the Prophet explained the two hisab. One is ard, for the believers. What was the other one? Tawbih, they'll be reprimanded for the hisab. Okay, and that's for the kuffar. And the ulama said, could be a Muslim as well. A fasiq, a sinner, can be one of those. Iyadu billah. So we spoke about hisab, the reckoning. So what is the barzakh?
Oh, it's the life that's in between the dunya and the akhirah.
Akhirah. طيب. What does it mean? بينهما برزخ لا يبغيان. بينهما برزخ لا يبغيان. Which one is Allah talking about? Do you remember? Between them and the barzakh, they don't go over one another. The ocean, the sea, isn't it? Okay, that's the barzakh. Lughatan, linguistically, that's what we say. We say barzakh means it's a barrier between two things, isn't it? That's what it is. We're talking about sea. That water does not meet each other, does not mix. Water is there, but it doesn't mix. It's a miracle from Allah. So the surah talking about the sea, that two salty water does not meet. So barzakh is the barrier between two sea. It's the barzakh. So our barzakh now, from now to akhirah, is the death, is the grave. That's the barzakh. Okay, barzakh. Who was the person that he would come to Prophet with a bone and you throw it to Prophet and say, do you think Allah will raise you from that bone? Do you remember the story? The ayah surah Yasin. Do you remember? قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم. Go on. No? Ubay bin Khalaf. Ubay bin Khalaf is the mushrik who, one of the tafsir said that he would come to Prophet, he would throw the bones on him and said, who will raise person who change into bones. Who will be able to do that? And that's the person will come. Look to cover. Okay, last question. Will non-Muslim be judged?
Yeah.
Okay. Why would they be judged? They're not Muslim.
Maybe because of them being ignorant.
No, if they're going to be judged, why they would be judged? Do you know why they would be judged?
They could be judged if they rejected the truth when it was made clear to them.
There's difference of opinion.
Some
scholars said that they will be judged
because
to confess their sins. And the other opinion is that they won't be judged, they'll just go straight to the hellfire.
So those they will be judged because they say that, their argument is that they are sent by Allah, they created by Allah, Prophet was sent to them, so they will be judged. Okay? And the other one says, they will not be judged, the non-Muslim, they will be confessed and they will be made to make iqrar of it, testify, and then they will be, So khilaf on that. طيب إن شاء الله نبدأ. Let's start. قال شيخ الإسلام محمد بن عبد-الوهhab رحمه الله وأرسل الله جميع الرسل مبشرين ومنذرين. He said that Allah Azza wa Jal sent messengers, with two attributes, مبشرين ومنذرين. And this is the ayah. We have ayah in the Quran. Allah said, رسلا مبشرين ومنذرين لئلا يكون للناس على الله حجة بعد الرسل. This is ayah. Allah said that messengers were sent as a mubashir wa mundhirin. What does mubashir mean? The one who gives glad tidings. And mundhirin, those who warn. Like in the Quran, Allah said, Inna arsalna nuhan ilaykum kama Inna arsalna nuhan ila qawmihi faqal Inna arsalna nuhan ila qawmi an anzir qawmaka min qabl an ya'tum adhabun alim. Naam. Nuh alayhi salam, Allah said, we have sent Nuh to the people to tell them that to accept the haqq, lest the punishment of Allah will come down to them. Okay? So that's mundhirin. So Nuh alayhi salam, he warned the people that Allah Azza wa Jal will send punishment lest they accept him as a messenger, accept his guidance, accept Islam. Also in same surah, Allah talks about Nuh alayhi salam, that Nuh alayhi salam went to the people and he gave them the glad tidings that if you accept my deen, accept Tawheed of Allah, Allah will forgive you. Allah will have mercy on you. Okay? So that's mubashirin. So what they do, the Anbiya, prophets, they are the one who give glad tidings to the people of Jannah, of the mercy of Allah, forgiveness of Allah. And secondly, also they warn them against the adhab of Allah Azza wa Jal. And that's the case for all the prophets. So Allah sent prophets for these two purposes. Okay? And Allah will never destroy the nation except He sent a warner to them, messengers. Why did Allah send them? لِأَلَّا يَكُونَ لِلنَّاسِ. So it doesn't become for the people against Allah evidence. They can't say to Allah Yawm al-Qiyamah, oh Allah, you never sent a messenger, you never sent us prophet to warn us against your adhab and the reward of Jannah. No one came to us. So it doesn't become evidence against Allah. Okay, Yawm al-Qiyamah. So that ayah shows that because Allah has sent messengers to us, who came to us and told us about Allah, told us about Jannah and Jahannam, and so we have no evidence against Allah Yawm al-Qiyamah. We cannot stand in front of Allah Yawm al-Qiyamah and say, Allah, you never sent us messenger. No, we can't say that. Hujjah against us and Hujjah is for Allah. So that's why Allah Azza wa Jal sent messengers every nation with two things. They give you glad tidings of Allah, His mercy, His reward and paradise, and they will warn you against shirk billah Azza wa Jal and the adhab, like the Nuh alayhi salam when he went to the people, he told them the punishment of Allah is about to come down if you don't accept the message. So Shaykhul-Islam, he brings this ayah, okay, to establish his proof. Okay, the Prophet was sent for these two things. The next the issue we will discuss about, inshallah, Nuh alayhi salam. وأولهم نوح عليه السلام. أولهم نوح عليه السلام وآخر محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. The first messenger was sent, okay, by Allah Azza wa Jal is Nuh alayhi salam. Now, Nuh is one of the Ulul Azm min al-Rusul. Ulul Azm, one of the greatest messenger that was sent on the earth. He's one of the five. And in the Quran, Allah said, وَإِذْ أَخَذْنَا مِن نَبِيِّينَ مِيثَاقَهُمْ وَمِنْكَ وَمِن نُوحٍ وَإِبْرَاهِيمَ وَمُوسَى وَعِيسَى بْنَ مَرْيَمَ. Okay, Allah said the Ahzab, ayah 6 or ayah 7 in fact, Allah said that we have taken mithaq from the Prophet. What is the mithaq? The covenant, the agreement is that Allah should be worshipped alone. Okay, that's the agreement Allah has made with the Prophet. Okay, that's the biggest agreement with the Prophet and the people, that I have taken agreement with you from all the Prophet that they will believe in Tawheed of Allah, oneness of Allah, and they will convey that message to the people. And from you, Muhammad, minka, from you, Muhammad, from Nuh, Ibrahim, Musa, Isa, these are five messengers Allah mentioned. This ayah talks about the great five messengers of Allah Azza wa Jal. If we were to break it down a bit more, from these five great messengers, in order, if we were to put Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, okay, in terms of the best one, Muhammad, Ibrahim, Musa, Nuh, and Isa alayhi salam. So these are five great messengers were sent by Allah Azza wa Jal. So Nuh alayhi salam was one of the Ulul Azm min al-Rusul. Also Nuh alayhi salam was a messenger, first messenger, and he is the first messenger. We will mention the ayah, inshaAllah, but the hadith of Prophet ﷺ, how do we know he's the first messenger? You know the hadith of Shafa'a, Yawm al-Qiyamah, that the people will go to Adam alayhi salam, and they will say, because the mahshar, Qiyamul mahshar, Qiyam standing on the day will be very, very difficult for the people. Okay, some will be thirsty, very dreadful. So they will go to Adam alayhi salam, and they will say to Adam, Ya Adam, the father of the mankind, the Prophet of Allah, ask Allah to start the day of judgment. We know the hadith. And he will refuse. Why? Because he disobeyed Allah. Okay? Then he will say, go to Nuh. And the people will go to Nuh alayhi salam. They will say, Ya Nuh, you were the first Rasul, first messenger was sent to the people. That's the hadith mentioned. First Rasul. They also, hadith mentioned the father of the mankind as well, second father, yeah. Can you ask Allah to start the day of judgment? They will say, Nuh alayhi salam will say, he refused because he asked something he should have not asked, which is that he asked Allah to save his son who was not a Muslim. Okay? Disbelieved in him. طيب, has a hadith, this is the hadith to say that Nuh alayhi salam was the first messenger was sent on the earth. طيب, Nuh alayhi salam, he gave da'wah, okay, long time. He gave da'wah for a long time. Now, I want to mention this authentic athar of Hassan al-Basri. And he says that Hassan al-Basri, one of the great imam, one of the tabi'in. قال حسن البصري لما أتى ملك الموت إلى نوح ليقضي روحه قال يا نوح كم عشت في الدنيا. Hassan al-Basri said that when Malakul Maut, angel of death, came to Nuh alayhi salam to take his soul, and Malakul Maut said, Ya Nuh, oh Nuh, how many years did you live on this earth? قال 300 قبل أن أبعث. That I've lived 300 years before I became a messenger. وألف سنة إلا 50 عام في قومي. But I lived with my people 950 years. 300 سنة و50 سنة بعد طوفان. So, 350 years he lived after the drought, the flood. He lived after 350 years. Another one says 300 years he was giving da'wah. Then he continued with that. قال ملك الموت فكيف وجدت الدنيا? How did you find the dunya? He said, قال نوح عليه السلام مثل دار لها بابان دخلت من هذا وخرجت من هذا. Okay, it's like there was a door in the house, I went in and I came out. That was this is how much I felt I lived on the earth. 950 years, but he went like that. For Nuh alayhi salam. Okay, so Imam al-Tabari reports in Tafsir and Ibn Abi Hatim. So Imam al-Qatada, he says that he gave opinion is that Qatada said لبث نوح عليه السلام قبل الدعوة 300 عام. So before da'wah he lived 300 years. Okay, and he lived for he gave da'wah for 350 years, and after the Tufan, after the flood, he lived for 300 years. This is Qatada's opinion. Okay, so altogether 950 years he lived. Okay, that's a long time. Okay, Nuh alayhi salam had he's the longest prophet lived, actually longest mankind I would say, he lived on the earth. 950 years. Okay, Nuh alayhi salam. طيب يا إخوان. So Nuh alayhi salam, that's the time period he lived, and he gave da'wah to the people. And there are many verses in the Quran when Nuh alayhi salam says that قال ربي إني دعوت قومي ليلا ونهارا فلم يزدهم دعاء إلا فرارا. That, oh my Lord, I called my people night and day. My da'wah did not increase anything. Firar. They left the da'wah, left the tawheed of Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay? قال يا قومي إني لكم نذير مبين. He said, oh my people, I'm a clear owner to you. So Nuh alayhi salam, he gave da'wah to the people every day. And the same Surah Nuh, talks about that when he was giving da'wah, they'll cover their face and put their finger in the ear and they will walk away. This is what happened to Nuh alayhi salam. And he gave da'wah openly and hiddenly. So Nuh alayhi salam lived long time, and his da'wah was for a long time, and people rejected his da'wah. Some says he had 80 followers, some say 40 followers, some says he had 10 followers. Okay, so not many people followed his da'wah. Doesn't mean his da'wah wasn't successful. La, qadr of Allah. And this is how much followers he had. طيب, Nuh alayhi salam, he came with Tawheed of Allah. He was given the new book, new Sharia, and he came and conveyed the message to the people. Now I just want to add a bit more, inshallah. Ibn Abbas says the time between Adam and Nuh was 10 generations. Sahih al-Bukhari. 10 generations. So when Adam alayhi salam and the people, they're worshipping Adam alayhi salam and the followers, they're worshipping who? Allah Azza wa Jal, upon Tawheed. Okay? They're worshipping Allah upon Tawheed, and they weren't worshipping shirk. So look, Shaitan, he misguided them. It's a matter of time. Just a matter of time. You know, Shaitan knows he's going to get them. Doesn't matter how long it takes him. But he's very clever, he's smart. Okay? He didn't say, no, worship idol. No, he knows what to do. He planned it very nicely. He designed his diagram and he said, okay, I'm going to do this, and he became successful. You know, he's not stupid. Okay, he knows he can't make you worship idol. He can't make you make sajda to idols like that. He's going to do many things. And this is what he did. Okay, so Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, he explains the story. There were 10 generations between Adam and Nuh alayhi salam. That's when the shirk came about. First shirk that struck the ummah this is the time. Okay, when the people were worshipping Allah Azza wa Jal upon Tawheed, so Iblis thinking, I'm going to misguide them. I want to make them worship idol, but I can't go and tell them worship idol. They're not going to listen to me. So he waited 10 generations and he became successful. He said, he sat in the gathering and he said, you know, and in the Quran Allah said, وَقَالُوا لَا تَذَرُنَّ آلِهَتَكُمْ وَلَا تَذَرُنَّ وَدًّا وَلَا سُوَاعًا وَلَا يَغُوثَ وَيَعُوقَ وَنَسْرًا. Okay? In Surah Nuh, Allah said, Iblis said to the people, do not leave, okay, worshipping your aliha, okay, and do not leave worshipping these 5 righteous people. Waddan, Wasu'an, Yaghutha, wa Ya'uqa, wa Nasra. These are 5 righteous people. Some of the Salaf said that Aura, one of the Imam, Abdullah bin Zubayr, brother, Urwa bin Zubayr, brother of Abdullah bin Zubayr. Urwa said, radiyallahu anhu, he is tabi'i. Urwa, by the way. He said that these 5 people are the son of Adam alayhi salam. And Waddan was the oldest one. Yeah. Waddan is the oldest one. So, when they passed away, okay, they buried, Iblis came to the gathering of the people. Okay, that's his 10th generation, isn't it? So he came and he's thinking, what's he going to do to them now? He said, you people, you missed this Waddan, wa Su'an, wa Yaghutha. You missed them? He said, yeah, we missed them. He said, you know what you should do? These are 5 righteous people. You know, you should, he said, yeah, we know there are 5 righteous people. So you should make a statue. They will encourage you to worship Allah. You don't worship them, but they're a symbol for you to go to Allah, worship Him upon His Tawheed. It makes sense. So they made an idol and they kept it so they can remind them to worship Allah Azza wa Jal. You know, if you have a figure and you know, when you look at the person, encourage you to do good things. Like when you see a Shaykh, when you study more, you become like a Shaykh, and you know, encourage you to give you the zeal to become like him, inshallah. So that's what happened to them. And they worshipped Allah, no shirk, mashallah, you know, they're worshipping Allah. Shaitan came after a few generations, and toward the end of the generation, he said, you know, you people, these 5 righteous people, you see the statues, they are worshipped by the people came before you. Because they're righteous. So you should worship Allah through these righteous people. Okay? You're sinners. Go to the righteous people. Your dua will be accepted. You know what happened? They started worshipping the idols. So Abdullah ibn Abbas explains, after 10 generations to the end of generation, he made them worship those idols. SubhanAllah. After 10 generations, he made them. And that's when the shirk came about. Okay? Then Allah sent Nuh alayhi salam. When the shirk came about, they worshipping the idols, Allah sent Nuh alayhi salam. So he became the Rasul, new Sharia, calling people to worship Allah Azza wa Jal, leave the shirk. That's when he came to the people. Okay? قال يا قوم إني لكم نذير مبين قال ربي إني دعوت قومي ليلا ونهار. So he said to the people, I'm the clear warner to you. Nuh alayhi salam came to the people. So that's how shirk came. We'll cover this more in Kitab al-Tawheed, inshallah. So Nuh alayhi salam, the first messenger on the earth, he one of the ulul azam min al-rusul, and he gave da'wah to the people. He lived for 950 years, but he gave da'wah 350 years, different narrations. Okay, so he's the longest creation lived on the earth from human being. And you know, when you see people living 80 and 90, 120 years, the Guinness Book of Record. Nuh alayhi salam lived 950 years. Subhanallah. He's not in the Guinness Book of Record. Subhanallah. طيب. وآخرهم محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. So first Nuh alayhi salam, the first messenger. The last is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this is part of our aqidah. What is the evidence that Nuh alayhi salam is the first messenger was sent on the earth? We know the hadith and ayah in the Quran. إِنَّا أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْكَ مَا أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَى نُوحٍ وَالنَّبِيِّينَ مِن بَعْدِهِ. Okay? Indeed, we have revealed to you, Muhammad, as we have revealed to Nuh alayhi salam, and the messengers after you. So he shows that we have revealed to you as we have sent to Nuh. So Nuh was mentioned first. Shows that Nuh was the first messenger of Allah Azza wa Jalla. وآخرهم محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. And the dalil for that is that ما كان محمد أبا أحد من رجالكم ولكن رسول الله وخاتم النبيين. That Muhammad is nothing but Muhammad is not the father of one of you. one of you man. He's not a father of any of you man, but he's the messenger of Allah, wa khataman nabiyyin, the last prophet. He didn't say khatam al-rasul, khatam al-nabiyyin, okay? Because to become a rasul, you have to be a prophet first, okay? So if the nubuwah is not there, you can't be a rasul. So you have to be Nabi first. So he's the last prophet and the last messenger of Allah Azza wa Jal. كل أمة بعثه الله إليها رسولا من نوح إلى محمد يأمرهم بعبادة الله وحده. So every nation, Allah Azza wa Jal sent messengers to them from Nuh to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Why? To call them to worship of Allah alone. And certain things we're going to go fast. We're not going to cover them before. So the ayah, why? Because Allah does not destroy a nation except He send the messenger. Okay, He will send the messenger, and if they disobey, then Allah will send the punishment. As Allah said, وَمَا كُنَّا مُعَذِّبِينَ حَتَّى نَبْعَثَ رَسُولًا, that we will never destroy a nation until we send the messenger. Okay, every nation Allah sent the messenger. Okay, and if they obeyed the messenger, the reward. If they disobeyed the messenger, they are punished. And we know many examples in the Quran. And so the purpose of the messenger was sent to call people to worship of Allah and leave Taghut. Allah said, وَلَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا فِي كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ رَسُولًا أَنِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاجْتَنِبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ. That indeed we have sent messengers in every nation calling people to worship Allah, وَاجْتَنِبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ. Here we understand this ayah is talking about La ilaha illallah. Indeed, we have sent messengers every nation to call them to worship Allah and leave Taghut. Now, أَنِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهِ, to worship Allah, illallah, because it's affirmation. وَاجْتَنِبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ لَا إِلَهَ. So La ilaha illallah has two pillars, isn't it? Negation, affirmation. The ayah has that. طيب. What is Taghut? Taghut, scholars have explained what Taghut is, and Taghut is taken from the word Tughyan. Tughyan. Tagha yatghi Tughyan. Mujawaz al-had. Mujawaz al-had. Had, which means to pass the boundaries. Tughyan means to pass the boundaries. Like in the Quran, Allah said, Inna lamma tagha al-ma'u hamalnakum fil jariyah. That when Allah to Nuh alayhi salam, when the water, tagha al-ma, when the water came so much, tagha here means the amount of water that came in the time of Nuh alayhi salam was flooded, isn't it? The water became so much, tagha here means it passed the boundary. Okay? So if you have a glass of water, okay, and if you have filled the water with the glass, fill the glass with the water, it overflows, that is Tughyan. Linguistically it means Tughyan, because it overflows. So passing the boundary, Tughyan. So this ayah talking about Nuh alayhi salam, because there was so much water, it passed the boundary, it overflowed. And we carried you, Nuh alayhi salam, and your people on the boat. Okay, that's the ayah to explain Tughyan linguistically. Okay, Shar'an will cover this. So Tughyan, Taghut, is to pass the boundary. So anything that you pass the boundary, known as Taghut. And Taghut are different levels. Okay, Taghut, Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu said, Taghut is Shaitan. But he's the biggest Taghut. He's the one who makes you pass the boundaries. Go disobey Allah Azza wa Jal. Call people to make shirk with Allah Azza wa Jal. So, Shaitan. Jabir radiallahu anhu says, Taghut ada kuhan. The fortune tellers. Where the shaitan come down to them and tell them about the futures. Okay? And that's kufr, isn't it? Going to fortune tellers. Kuhan. Or arraf. Okay? The fortune tellers. Imam Malik says, الطاغوت من عبد غير الله. عبادة لغير الله من عبد لغير الله هو طاغوت. That whoever is worshipped beside Allah is طاغوت. That's Imam Malik opinion. What is طاغوت? So here, Prophet was sent to warn against all that. طاغوت, shaitan, fortune tellers, with all shirk, or anything worshipped beside Allah Azza wa Jal. Prophet came to warn against all that. all that. Okay? So that's their mihna. This is their aim, the reason was sent to the people. So this ayah, وَلَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا فِي كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ رَسُولًا أَنِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاجْتَنِبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ. This ayah of La ilaha illallah. Okay? Because it's got negation, affirmation. أَنِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ وَاجْتَنِبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ La ilaha. Because it's negating, isn't it? Negating that. Then Shaykhul-Islam says, وَافْتَرَضَ اللَّهُ عَلَى جَمِيعِ الْعِبَادِ كُفْرِ بِالطَّاغُوتِ وَإِيمَانُ بِاللَّهِ. Okay? Now, Allah Azza wa Jal, okay? Allah Azza wa Jal has made these two things wajib. Okay? Upon every slave to disbelieve in Taghut and to believe in Allah Azza wa Jal. And this is our Tawheed. Okay? Kufr bi Taghut, disbelieving Taghut is La ilaha and Imanu Billahi illallah. Okay? Our Tawheed, our La ilaha illallah will not be accepted until we disbelieve in Taghut and believe in Allah Azza wa Jal. It's like saying La ilaha, but you don't say illallah. You can't be a Muslim. Or if you just say illallah, but you don't negate, you can't be a Muslim. So, disbelieving in Taghut and believing in Allah Azza wa Jal, two conditions for Iman to be accepted. Okay? For Iman to be accepted. And we'll give the ayah for that. So now we're going to go into explaining Taghut bit more, inshallah. So which is, Ibn Qayyim says, rahimahullah, الطاغوت ما تجاوز به العبد حده من معبود أو متبوع أو مطاع. So we explain what is طاغوت لغة, linguistically. مجاوز الحد, to pass the boundary. And we gave the ayah, إِنَّا لَمَّا طَغَى الْمَاء حَمَلْنَاكُمْ فِي الْجَارِيَةِ. That's the ayah. Which surah is that? So you can go back and read if you want to. This ayah, إِنَّا لَمَّا طَغَى الْمَاء حَمَلْنَاكُمْ فِي الْجَارِيَةِ. I don't know, it's Surah Nuh, I think, yes, Surah Nuh. Yeah, so that's linguistic meaning of Taghut. Shar'an, that's what Ibn Qayyim says. ما تجاوز به العبد حده من معبود متبوع أو مطاع. That حق, okay. So ما تجاوز به العبد, a slave of Allah who passed the boundaries, the limitations that Allah has sent. Okay? من معبود, meaning one way, first way, making somebody ma'bud, making somebody ilah other than Allah, and worshipping someone other than Allah. So whoever they worship, that becomes ma'bud for them. Okay? So if they worship idols, prophets or saint, that's taghut. That's ma'bud. You worship that thing, that becomes ma'bud. Okay? So that becomes taghut. So turning ibadah other than Allah, whoever you turning the worship to, that is your ma'bud. Okay? So that's taghut. That's one form. Second form is matbu'. So one is by worshipping someone other than Allah. Okay? Secondly, by following. Okay? Matbu' or muta'an. Following or obeying. That whole thing, or you can break it down. Some break it down. Matbu' mean referring to the ulama. The bad ulama. Ulama su. The ulama were misguided. They are taghut. Those who make halal into haram, haram into halal. Okay? Those who got misguided people to the hellfire. They are matbu', they are taghut. Because they are passing the boundary of Allah Azza wa Jal. They are calling to the shirk, bid'ah and all that. And Prophet warned us against this. أخوف ما أخاف عليكم أئمة المضلين or مضلين. That what I fear for you in the hadith, it will come in Kitab al-Tawheed as well, that what I fear for you, the ummah, for my ummah is, scholars will come and misguide the people. He feared that. Okay? He feared that. And once he drew a straight line, and he said, this part of Allah, This straight line is part of Allah. Then you draw the squiggly line, Hadith Ibn Mas'ud. And he said, these lines on the side, a sign, misguided line leading to the hellfire. And every line they call into the gate of hellfire. These are scholars of innovators who calling people to the hellfire. So matbu' referring to the ulama who are upon bid'ah, upon shirk, they're calling to their bid'ah, calling to the shirk. أو مطاعٍ referring to the rulers who are calling people to halal, haram into halal, haram into halal, halal into haram, changing the sharia of Allah Azza wa Jal. Also refer to magicians, the fortune tellers, all this comes into that. Okay? So Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah said, إنك إذا تأملت طواغيت العالم وجدتها ترجع إلى هذه الثلاثة. So his Shaykh, Ibn Qayyim teacher, Shaykhul-Islam Muhammad said that if you look at the tawaghit in the world now, they fall into this one of the three. Ma'bud, matbu' and muta'i. They fall into these things. Okay? So Ibn Qayyim explained this definition of taghut in such a way no one can beat that. And it's in a book called I'lam al-Mu'aqqi'in. It's there. It's there, that book, the definition is there. You can find it. I'lam al-Mu'aqqi'in is there. So this is the definition of طاغوت by Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah. ما تجاوز به العبد حده من معبود أو متبوع أو مطاع. Okay, this is what it is. That طاغوت, who a slave, when he passed the boundary of Allah, that he set down, it's boundary halal and haram, tawheed and shirk, sunnah and bid'ah. That's the had. Okay, by worshipping, either by worshipping someone other than Allah, either by following other than Allah, the scholars of bid'ah and all that, or following the rulers who make halal into haram, haram into halal. Okay, these are all form of taghut. طيب, then he says, Ibn Qayyim, الطواغيت كثيرون. Tawaghit are many. There are many tawaghit. Okay, رؤوسهم خمسة. The head of them is 5. The head of them is 5 of them. And the first one he says, Iblis, لعنه الله. Now Iblis is the one. Iblis is one. That's the Iblis who denied to make sajda to Adam alayhi salam. Okay? His name was Abu al-Harith. Something like this. He lived in Jannah. He lived with the Malaika. He spoke to Allah. Subhanallah. He's still a disbeliever. Iblis. I think Abu al-Harith or something like that. I can find out something like his name was. But his name was given Iblis. Now Iblis, he's the head of them. Shayateen are his troops. That's why you go shaitan and shayateen. Iblis is one. You don't get plural Iblis, Abalis or something like that. Iblis is one. Iblis. Yeah. He's the head. Okay, and he's got shayateen working for him. And shayateen from the jinn and the men as well. Okay? You can't say to a man you're Iblis, you can say shaitan. But Iblis is only one. Okay? طيب, Iblis from jinn as well anyway. So Iblis is the first taghut because he's the first 3 of the ma'bud, matbu' and muta'in. He does all of them. Okay? He fall under all of them. Now Allah Azza wa Jalla in the Quran, there are many verses in the Quran where Allah Azza wa Jalla warned us against shaitan. Okay? Inna shaytana lakum aduwa fattakhidhu aduwa. Indeed shaitan is the enemy, take him as the enemy. Okay? وَلَا تَتَّخِذُوا خُطْوَاتِ الشَّيْطَانِ إِنَّهُ لَكُمْ عَدُوٌّ مُبِينٌ. And do not follow the footstep of shaitan, which is Iblis as well, because indeed he is a clear enemy for you. And many examples in the Quran, Allah mentioned that we should not take Iblis, shayateen, someone should be followed. So shaitan or Iblis is the first taghut. The second one is وَمَنْ عُبِدَ وَهُوَ رَاضٍ. That whoever is worshipped is pleased with it. So the ulama says that, based on what Ibn Qayyim says, that anyone is worshipped from prophets and saints and they are not pleased with that worship, they are not taghut. So those who worship Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Abdul Qadir Jilani, and the righteous people, okay, or Malaika, they worship, then they're not happy with that. So they're not Taghut. Because they have hum mutabarri'un, they have freed themselves from worship. We're not Ilah, we're not Allah. Okay, it is only one Ilah. Isa alayhi salam will free himself, isn't it? Yawm al-Qiyamah. So he's not Taghut, even though they worship him. Okay, so Taghut is the one who is worshipped and he's pleased with that. A'udhu billah. Okay, Man ubida wa huwa radin. That's the second one. The third Taghut is وَمَنْ دَعَ النَّاسِ إِلَىٰ عِبَادِهِ نَفْسِهِ. That's shaitan. All of them is shaitan. Iblis does all of them. You know, whoever called people to worship himself, like Fir'aun. Fir'aun, he called people to worship himself. He believed he's ilah. Okay? And anyone called themselves, if anyone did not believe Fir'aun as ilah, he'll punish them. We know the story of the Mashita, the lady who, believer, she used to comb the hair of Fir'aun's daughter. And we know the story. And she was burnt because she refused to take Fir'aun as ilah. Yadu billah. Fir'aun will say, Ma alimtu lakum min ilahin ghayri. He said, I do not see you people, Bani Israel, ilah other than me. Yadu billah. Fir'aun claimed that. Yadu billah. Al-uluhiyya for himself. Astaghfirullah. So, Allah Azza wa Jal, obviously, he died. But Allah did not destroy him, did he? Until he sent the messenger, Musa alayhi salam. When the hujjah has been established on him, then he refused Musa alayhi salam. Then Allah punished him. Then Allah punished him. Now he can't say Fir'aun, oh my Lord, you never gave me a prophet. Musa went to you. Musa alayhi salam came with a clear mu'jiza, clear miracle. You never accepted him. So, look, Fir'aun was about to die and he was to say La ilaha illallah, and Jibreel put what? That's what in his mouth, because you're saying just to save your life now. You know? So, وَمَنْ دَعَا النَّاسَ إِلَىٰ عِبَادَةِ نَفْسِهِ. Those who call people to worship himself. Shaitan does that, as I said. Next, Taghut is وَمَنِ ادَّعَى شَيْئًا مِنْ عِلْمِ الْغَيْبِ. That whoever claims his knowledge of unseen. What if someone says now, brother, Prophet ﷺ had knowledge of unseen. 1,500 years ago, he told us about a sign that will happen. It's happening now. How did he know? We say, Allah told him. You're not a prophet. He's a prophet. He's a messenger of Allah. Revelation came down to him and he told the people about the sign of the last hour. That's why he knew that. But he never had knowledge of unseen. Okay, Allah showed him Yawm al-Qiyamah. So to claim someone has knowledge of unseen, then that's a major kufr. Okay, so these are some of the Taghut. The last Taghut min Tawaghit is that وَمَنْ حَكَمَ بِغَيْرِ مَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهِ. That whoever judge by other than what Allah has revealed. There are 3 verses in the Quran. Allah said, وَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهِ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْكَافِرُونَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الظَّالِمُونَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْفَاسِقُونَ. Okay, that whoever doesn't judge by what Allah has revealed, either he's a kafir, zalim or fasiq. Okay, now let's explain this ayah. Now Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu said that this ayah is kufr duna kufr. It's lesser kufr. Okay, the general principle of this ayah is lesser kufr. And the ulama, one Shaykh Ibrahim al-Ruhaili, Shaykh Sulaiman al-Ruhaili's brother, I think cousin, he wrote a book regarding this issue, and regarding kufr, a whole book on it, and explaining kufr and takfir, the principles and things like that. Very important book. And he explained that in the Quran and Sunnah, the word kufr comes in. Sometimes the kufr means major kufr, sometimes minor kufr. Okay? لَقَدْ كَفَرَ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ مَسِيحٌ. Okay? That those they have disbelieved those Isa alayhi salam is ilah. Allah is Isa alayhi salam, yadu billah. Okay? So this kufr is major kufr. Shaykh mentioned, the Salaf mentioned that this وَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْكَافِرُونَ. This kufr here means duna kufr. It's not a major kufr. Ibn Abbas and Tawus, they said that. Okay? It's not, some of the Salaf said لَيْسَ الْكُفْرُ يَنْقُلْ عَنِ الْمِلَّةِ. it's not a kufr that take out of millah, Islam. Okay, so whoever doesn't judge by what Allah has revealed, either of these ruler, either is a kafir, fasik or zalim. Okay, now when does ulama says when does he become a kafir? A ruler doesn't rule by what Allah has revealed. There are conditions for him to be kafir. First, he says that if a ruler rules by other than what Allah has revealed, he believes his law is better than Allah's law. Okay, or he believes that Allah's law is not suitable for now, or believes I don't have to rule by Allah's law. Okay, if a ruler declares something like that, any of these, then he becomes a kafir. Okay, the conditions. A ruler, either he can be a fasik or zalim. Zalim is that he doesn't believe any of these, but he knows he's a sinner. He knows he should be ruled by Allah's law. I know Allah's law is better than my law, but I'm just ruling because I'm a zalim. Okay, I'm a zalim. I've been pressured, whatever. I'm fearing, whatever. So I'm ruling by other than what Allah has revealed. Okay, but I believe I should rule by Allah's law. I believe that. I'm wrong on that. Then he's still a Muslim. He's a zalim. Because he's not confessing the other condition. The third one, the ulama says, fasik is the one who does it, not believing any of the first we mentioned. He believes Allah's law is the best law. He believes that Allah's law is I should be ruling by Allah's law. Okay, I'm ruling by man-made law because he's given money. The fasik, someone says he takes bribe. Some countries are given bribe to rule by a certain way. The people above you say, okay, you do this, we give you money. That's rishwa, either you take him bribe, you follow their command and ruling by the man-made law. Okay, but he believes that it's wrong. I should be ruling by Allah's law. I'm a sinner. I'm wrong. Allah's law is the best law. Then he's a fasik. He's taking the money, bribe, and he's ruling the country. Okay, so this is basic principle of ruling by what Allah revealed is basically duna kufr. This ayah is just a kufr, as Ibn Abbas said. Okay? وَالدَّلِيلُ قَوْلُهُ تَعَالَى. So we're talking about taghut, yeah? We're talking about مَا افترض الله على الجميع العباد كفر بالطاغوت إيمان بالله. What Allah made fard on us is to disbelieve in taghut, believe in Allah. Now the ayah gonna come. The ayah gonna come now. لا إكراه في الدين قد تبين رشد من الغي فمن يكفر بالطاغوت ويؤمن بالله فقد استمسك بالعروة الوثقى لا انفصام لها والله سميع عليم. لا إكراه في الدين. There is no compulsion upon deen. You cannot force people to become Muslim. The ulama Ibn Kathir said you don't force people because if you become Muslim because you're going to get shot on his head or something, I'm scared, I'm going to get beaten up. Okay, La ilaha illa Muhammad sallallahu. He's still a kafir because he doesn't believe it. So you can't force people to become Muslim. That's the important thing. Let them study, let them learn, let them figure out themselves. Then let them become Muslim. قَدْ تَبَيَّنَ رُشْدُ مِنَ الْغَيِّ. Rushd is hidayah. Ghay is dalala. Okay? Allah Azza wa Jal has made clear guidance and misguidance. Okay? Guidance and misguidance. In many other ayah in the Quran. إِنَّا هَدَيْنَهُمُ السَّبِيلَ إِمَّا شَاكِرًا وَإِمَّا كَفُورًا. We have guided them, showed them the right path. Either they accept or reject it. Okay? You have a choice. Okay? So Allah made rushd and ghay clear. Guidance and misguidance clear. Okay? So now Allah says, after all that, I've shown you tawheed and shirk. I've shown you sunnah and bid'ah. I've shown you major sin and minor sin. I've told you the rushd and I've told you the misguidance. Everything I've given it to you through the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. After that, فَمَنْ يَكْفُرُ بِالطَّاغُوتِ وَيُؤْمِنْ بِاللَّهِ. Okay? Whoever disbelieves in taghut and believe in Allah, so that's La ilaha illallah. فَمَنْ يَكْفُرْ بِالطَّاغُوتِ La ilaha وَيُؤْمِنْ بِاللَّهِ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. Negation, affirmation. If you can do that, okay, believe in Allah means you believe in practice, you worship Allah Azza wa Jal, living worshipping anything other than Allah, you do all that, فَقَدْ اسْتَمْسَكَ بِالْعُرْوَةِ الْأُثْقَى. You have, istamsaka means, it's not amsaka, istamsaka. The ulama said, strongest grasp hold you have hold. It's stronger than amsaka. Istamsaka is more stronger. بِالْعُرْوَةِ الْأُثْقَى. Urwat al-Uthqa is talking about you have hold a rope that is very strong, will not leave you. Okay? Wallahu sami'un alim. Allah is the one who hears everything, knower of everything. So this ayah is evidence of La ilaha illallah. That's why he says, وَهَذَا مَعْنَى لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. This is the meaning of La ilaha illallah, which is kufr bil-taghut wa iman billah. So La ilaha illallah is two pillars, negation and affirmation. Finally, the next hadith, which hadith Mu'adh bin Jabal radiallahu anhu, long hadith. Okay, end of the hadith says, Shaykh brings that, وفي الحديث رأس الأمر الإسلام وعمود الصلاة وذروة سنامه جهاد في سبيل الله. Okay, in the hadith he said that the head of the matter is Islam. Okay, Islam is the head of everything. وَلَا تَمُتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ. Do not die except of Islam. Islam is the head of everything. If you have no Islam, then finish. Then we have Islam. وَعُمُدُهُ. The pillar of Islam is as-salah. So one of the evidence they based, if you don't pray, you're a kafir. Because it's umud. So you go Islam, Islam has a pillar. Umud means pillar. And pillar is the salah. So if you don't have the pillar, you have no Islam, meaning you're a kafir. So so tent is Islam. Tent has a pillar. Islam has a pillar, which is salah. If you take the pillar, what's going to happen to the tent? It's going to come down. So they say, if you don't have the umud, which is the umud of Islam, which is salah, then you don't have no Islam, which means you're a kafir. They base their evidence from this hadith and other hadith. Umuduhu salah wa dhirwatu sinamihi jihadu fi sabilillah. The highest peak, so you got all these ibadat, Islam and salah, everything, but the head of them, highest peak is jihad fi sabilillah. Fighting in the battlefield. For the sake of Allah, to raise the word of Allah, to raise the kalima la ilaha illallah. Not showing I'm stronger than you, I'm braver than you, okay? Look how many I've killed 10 more than you. No. It's to go with the intention of raising the word of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Okay, ikhwan, wallahu a'lam. Intahina min al-kitab. We have finished the book. Jazakumullah khair. Allah bless us, except from all of us. Jazakumullah khair. So my brothers and sisters, we have finished by the will of Allah this book, the fundamentals of al-Islam. Alhamdulillah. So hopefully, inshallah, next week we start the series of Aqidah, which is the Kitab al-Tawheed, inshallah. Next book, next Wednesday, same time, same place, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. And the brother will make the poster, okay, inshallah, and we'll go around. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum. Any question, inshallah, I'll answer it. Go clarification. The 5 Ul-Azm, the 5 messengers in order of the best is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ibrahim, Musa, Nuh, Isa. So the brother said that what are the 5 Ul-Azm, the greatest messenger in order of the best is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ibrahim, Musa, Nuh, and Isa alayhi salam. These are the 5 great messengers of Allah. You just asked me.
You said if someone has a gun to your head and you say La ilaha illallah, it doesn't make you a Muslim. But what about the hadith where the Sahabi, he was in the battle and then they were in war and the other guy said
No,
the
that's
Shahada,
and
then they went back to the Prophet.
Yeah. Okay, but they're saying that if you put a gun on somebody's head and said, say la ilaha, I'll shoot you. Say for example, this Usama bin Zayd killed a man and said la ilaha illallah. I understand that. You should accept it. But I'm talking about a situation where a person doesn't believe in la ilaha illallah, but he took a gun out. Okay, la ilaha illallah. He's saying that to save his life.
But it's not. We say he's a Muslim though, because he said it. Right? Based from the
outside he's a Muslim, but he was saying that in reality he's
reality, he's saying out of fear of Allah.
We don't know it, but in reality, it's like the hypocrites.
We
have to treat them as Muslims.
Situation, the situation, he's been forced, he's scared. I'm saying la ilaha illallah. He's going to get killed. Okay, go on.
Just question. Now going back to the first one, the 5 prophets in order, the best 5
messengers.
Messengers. Okay, but in Surah Baqarah, one of the last verses, It says, لا نفرق بين أحد من الرسل. We do not make distinction between the messengers.
Okay, this distinction here doesn't mean the fadl. Distinction is that
Belief.
the belief. We all believe them. In that sense, the fadl is because Hadith of Prophet said, "Ana Sayyidu Bani Adam." I'm the best of the son of Adam. So there is a fadl in it because you have to say Ibrahim is better than Musa, Noah, because he's Khalil of Allah. That this tafriq here means not it doesn't mean the fadl. It means we do not differentiate in the terms of messengership. The Prophet, the old Prophet of Allah. Yeah, we believe them, old Prophet. Yeah.
Because the ayah it starts with Amana Rasul, so we believe in the Prophet.
Yeah.
So
We don't.
I heard
yeah.
someone explaining it. So it means that we don't differentiate in, like we don't say we believe in this one, but we don't believe in this one.
Yeah.
So that's talking about belief.
Yeah, we will believe them.
The
خلاص؟
question I forgot, man.
فهم. Okay, جزاكم الله.
Jazakallah khair.
Yeah.
Very briefly, there's a Thursday